Morning swimmers. What a morning. Another early start. I'll come up to Horseshoe Lake again, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I just really wanted to wrap up my training for this week in preparation for the Aquasphere Chillswim Coniston 5.5 end-to-end, whatever it's called. It's been a busy week and I've been all over the place. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. I've just done quite a big swim in preparation for this swim, but I'm going to touch on that in a minute. I'm just going to take a breath and sort myself out and get changed, and then I'll be back on just to talk about some of my training, so I'll catch you in a second. Good afternoon, swimmers. So what a week it's been. I just wanted to catch up really and talk about some of the training that I've been up to over the last week. I mentioned it before, but I popped up to Guildford Lido for some more structured swimming. I realised that over the years, or over the sort of past few weeks and months, I haven't really done much in the way of structured swimming. Usually I just get into the water and do exactly what I kind of feel like doing, which usually involves putting my head in the water and just going for it. I decided to nip up to Guildford Lido and actually do something a little bit more structured. So what did that involve? Well, I knew I wanted to do sets, and I decided that the best way for me to train for something like Coniston was to do 400 metre sets. So I started with a 1 kilometre warm-up, and then I just wanted to fit as many sets in as I possibly could, and I didn't have actually a huge window. I only had an hour there, so I think I managed about 4 or 5 sets of 400 metres, and I got in a 200 metre warm. In fact, it was less than that. I think it was a 100 metre warm up or warm down at the end, which is by no stretch of the imagination is long enough for a cool down, but that's all that my hour slot allowed me to do really. But it was a starting point for me, and something that I'd like to do more often. Now, Guildford Lido is a little bit of a trek for me. It's not close at all, so I probably won't be going up there every week. I think I'll probably end up being in there once every 2 weeks, maybe. But as a 50-metre pool, it's easy to train in. The numbers are easy to work out for lengths and for 400 metre sets, and I think that's going to feature heavily in my sort of programme as going forward. I want to sort of up my ante a little bit and concentrate on more structured work. So what else did I do during the week? Well, it's not all training for me, and I nipped over to Andark for a bit of a poodle about with the kids, which I think was on Wednesday, and we did that twice this week. So it's kind of a little bit of active recovery, I suppose. Just spent a couple of hours in the water, just being with the children, helping them with their technique a little bit, although there wasn't a great deal of that. It was just a bit of fun really, and they had paddle boards in there, so it was just something fun for to enjoy with some time during the summer holidays with the children. And then this morning I wanted to do a big swim. So years ago I'd read some information that I've used actually quite a lot and adapted it slightly for my training for different events. So this training advice was given for the Windermere One Way, and the idea was to concentrate on 100 metre sets, 400 metre sets, and then to break the swim down into 2 separate parts. Never to train 17 kilometres or 11 miles, which is what Windermere is. The idea is to split it into 2 separate swims. So if it was something like Windermere, it's just short of 18 kilometres, I think, and you'd split that down into sort of a 10 kilometre swim and an 8 kilometre swim. But I adapted that for Coniston, so the idea being that it's a 5.5 mile swim, and that's around about 9 kilometres. So one day I was going to do 4k, and the next day I was going to do 5. Now, it's the summer holidays. I don't think I'm going to manage to do that back to back, but what I can do is, I can probably split up that again. So today I swam 4 kilometres, and ideally I would follow that up with another big swim tomorrow, but like I said, it's not going to happen during the summer holidays. So what I'll probably do is over the next week split up that 5k into 2 separate swims, so at least I know that I've got it in my arms to swim that far. Something I haven't done for a long time, or even really attempted with any sort of with any proper sort of thought to it, is I never really use my legs to swim. And if you're new to this channel, I lost my legs on an operational tour. I've activated an improvised explosive device. So I don't have any legs, but I've always kind of swum with my legs pinned together. And today I was really trying hard to bring my legs into my swimming. And although my legs are kind of different lengths, so I've got a knee on one side but no knee on the other side, and actually both amputations are really quite short. So my right leg is below knee, but it's a very short below knee, and my left leg is again I've got a very high amputation on my left leg, so it makes it a little bit awkward getting into a rhythm when I'm kicking. But I was getting more and more into it today, and I felt that it really did help. So I think I'm gonna concentrate on that some more. And something I used to do as part of my normal training was to do a lot of aqua jogging, which again sounds a bit odd with no legs, but it's something that I enjoyed doing, and it was just a different way to get in the water and train really, and using different muscle groups to achieve the same aim. So I think I'll be trying a little bit more of that. And particularly if it's an active rest day, then I think what I'll do is probably do a little bit of aqua jogging as well. I don't need any floats with that. I'm quite good at being able to just sort of bob around in the water and use my arms and legs to keep myself my head out of the water, so I think I'll be doing a lot more of that. I'm going to leave all my training tips that I've sort of gathered over the years in the notes at the bottom, so if you want to use them, or if you want to sort of use them and adapt them to yourself, then feel free to cut and paste them, or if you want me to leave them in a comment, then let me know and I'll do whatever you want really. But I've found this system, for me it works quite well, and I think I'll be continuing along that thread in the years to come, particularly when I go into next year. And I'm going to enter a few races over sort of the next year, I think. So if you want any more advice, then please leave a note in the comments below. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and I hope it gives you a little bit more clarity to what I'm up to in preparation for the Coniston. I can't even speak today, I'm that tired. The Coniston One Way. In fact, it's not even called that. It's called the Coniston End to End. Just goes to show what it took out of me this morning, getting out of bed so early. So yeah, drop me a note if you've got any questions. And as per usual, if I don't see you in the water, I'll see you on here. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you soon.